Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. My name is Syafiqah binti Mohd. And for this video, I'm going to talk about a case cybersecurity about Muhammad Hafis bin Roslin versus public prosecutor. Okay. The case involved the appellant Muhammad Hafis bin Roslin, who was convicted by the Session Court for raping the victim under Section 379 of the Malaysian Penal Code by the Session Court by raping the victim on April 1, 2019 in a park car in a Pro 2 Myvi. And then the victim was a single mother in a long-term relationship with the appellant, who was a married man. On the day in question, the appellant forced himself into the victim's car, restrained her, and raped her twice at two locations, Taiping Perak. And then, despite her resistance, he overpowered her, pinning her down and stifling her cries for help. Evidence including the victim's testimony, corroborative medical and forensic findings, and the appellant's own actions, such as apologizing and pleading with the victim and her brother not to file a police report. Corroborating evidence included the victim's immediate distress, physical bruises, medical findings, and DNA analysis. Despite high denial and claims of consensual intercourse, the appellant was convicted and sentenced to 10 years imprisonment and 5 strokes of the road time. So for the second slide is issue of the case. Issue of the case that I found on this case, which is authentication of digital evidence, which is two mobile phones belonging to the appellant were seized and sent to Cybersecurity Malaysia for analysis. And then this raises the question about the change of custody and authentication of digital evidence used in the court. And then the second is privacy and data handling. The collection and analysis of data from personal devices raised concerns about privacy, ensuring that only relevant data was extracted and used in the investigation is essential to avoid unnecessary infringement of the accused's privacy. And then the third one is the limitation of digital surveillance. The court noted that CCTV cameras near the scene of the incident were not aligned to the capture the events. This reflects a broader limitation in leveraging surveillance system to gather evidence in criminal cases. So for the next slide, okay, for issue of the case for the next slide is reliability of forensic software and tools. These are related to the reliability of the forensic tools and methods used by Cybersecurity Malaysia to extract and analyze data may be questioned. Court must ensure that such tools are scientifically validated and consistently applied. And then the fifth is the awareness of digital consent. The case highlighted the digital trail left by the appellant, message sent via phone, underscoring the importance of understanding how digital consent and communication can impact a legal case. And then the last one is the admissibility of digital communication. the text messages analyzed by Cybersecurity Malaysia played a significant role in the corroborating the prosecution's case. And then the legal framework governing the admissibility digital communication as evidence was pivotal to the court's decision. And then for the judgment of the case. So for the judgment of the case that I found is first conviction upheld, which is evidence proved beyond reasonable doubt, which is the judgment. The court upheld the conviction, finding that the prosecution successfully proved the rape charge beyond reasonable doubt. The evidence clearly established that the victim did not consent to the sexual acts and that the appellant used force to overpower her. And then the second one is the appellant's guilty conduct and admission. The appellants following the incidents demonstrate a guilty mind. His apologies and pleas to the victim and her brother not to lodge a police report further corroborated his guilt. And then the third one is the sentence affirmed, which is 10 years imprisonment and 5 strokes of the rotan. The court upheld the sentence of 10 years imprisonment and 5 strokes of the rotan, deeming it proportionate to the severity to the crime and sufficient to serve as a deterrent. So these are the main three of the judgment of the case that I have found of these cases, of this cybersecurity law case. Okay, for the analysis and critique, the first one is a strength of evidence and corroboration, which is the prosecution presented a robust case with multiple layers of corroborative evidence, including victim testimony, medical reports, DNA findings, and electronic messages. This ensured that the conviction was grounded on solid factual and scientific evidence, which is the critique is the court effectively addressed defense claims of inconsistencies and the lack of fresh injuries, but a deeper exploration of the forensic procedures, such as change of custody, could further bolster public confidence in electronic and DNA evidence. That is the critique. So this slide are the timeline of the event. First is incident on April 1, 2019. The appellant abused the victims in her car. Third is trial at August 2021. A site visit to the crime location was conducted during the trial, and then the August 2021 also, the session court, the appellant sentencing him to 10 years imprisonment and 5 strokes of the rotan. Yeah, and then the fourth, lastly, is the final judgment on February 20, 2024. The High Court provided detailed grounds for the judgment, emphasizing the reliability of the evidence, the appellant's guilty conduct, and the appropriateness of the sentence. That is the timeline of the event that I can be conclude of this case. So for the next slide is comparing evidence and arguments. So the first category is victim's testimony. We have 5 categories, which is victim's testimony, medical evidence, DNA analysis, electronic evidence, and appellant's conduct. So these are the table that I can conclude based on the case, victim's testimony. These are the references that I've been referred throughout this case study of